past week in UFC news, MMA news, and the UFC Shanghai Fight Night card. Now, I know last week I did not do a Shanghai Fight Night preview or anything like that, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all can call me a casual and whatnot, but I haven't watched Road to the UFC. I didn't know half of the people from the Eastern Asian area of the planet. I didn't know who they were. I didn't watch any of their fights previously, and I got pretty busy. So I did not make a video about that. But at the end of this video, we're going to look at the co-main event and the main event and break down and give my thoughts on that. However, I wasn't going to make a video about this because a lot of people have already made a video about this, and it's a big deal. However, I decided I'm going to make a video about it, and here's why. I know nobody is probably going to see this, but this is a bigger issue than what people are making it out to be. And the fact there's so many people, and the event I'm referring to is the Raja Jackson incident. And the fact that there's multiple people, a lot of people on the internet defending his actions, not looking at the full story and thinking this is okay, that he attempted to murder someone and defending that's not okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'm going to go through it really fast and give my take on it. And I've done my best to try not to cuss on this channel. So I do apologize if it comes out during my rant about this, because it really disgusts me, and I think it's absolutely horrific that people are defending this, and the fact that this wild beast is not yet in a cage, in a prison, for attempting to murder someone. So, of course, everybody knows I'm just going to play the clips real quick. Just get right into it. So before this video starts, the can that hits his head is fake. It's not real. It's filled with probably like nitrogen or something. I doubt it's even like a tin. I bet it is way softer than a normal can. It is a wrestling prop. This is WWE. No, it's not WWE, but it is pro wrestling on the amateur circuit. It is fake. So let's just watch this real quick. This is what makes him so mad. This little deal. Okay, and this is where it all starts. The altercation begins and whatnot. This guy, the guy who is in a hospital about to lose his life possibly, thought this was a work. And even if he did this out of whatever reason, it is a fake can, and this animal decided that he is going to kill him. Not only is this, he thought this was a work, he said, sell it. And this makes him that angry. Okay, it makes him angry. He didn't know it. It was a miscommunication on both parties. That's reasonable, understandable. I would have been angry too if I didn't really know what's going on. Why won't it load, dude? Oh my gosh. Are we really... What? This is ridiculous. I don't know why it's not loading. But y'all know the story. He literally apologizes if this stupid video would play. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's just go ahead and watch this though. Let's watch attempted murder. Oh my gosh. I got to... Oh my goodness. What is going on? This is already the worst video I've ever made. It's because of this idiot that attempted to murder someone. Let's watch this. Jumps in the cage in what was supposed to be a work. Picks him up. Slams him unconscious, right? Stop! He's unconscious. He's dying. He's dying. If you think that is okay, you're an idiot. And you deserve to be right next to him in a cage. in a prison, in a cell where you belong. That's where he should go. And if he does not go there, I've lost faith. I've lost faith in humanity. That's absolutely disgusting behavior, absolutely deplorable. And this is literally a video of the wrestler apologizing to Raja Jackson. And Raja Jackson he's literally saying he understands, and it was squashed. Yet he decided it's okay that he's going to try to kill him. And people want to make this about race. It doesn't fucking matter what color any of them are. He tried to kill him in broad daylight in front of a crowd. Attempted murder, lock him up. It's disgusting. And there's people defending this behavior. And the people defending him are the people making it about race or politics or whatever. It's absolutely filthy and disgusting. Lock him up where he damn belongs, in a prison for most of his life. Tried to murder a war veteran with PTSD who is a semi-pro wrestler. That's the story. There's nothing else to be said. There's no other way around it. That's the story. And there's a little something else I want to do. This guy, it's been reported that LAPD is investigating Raja. He should be arrested, period. Duh. And it's in LA, so I'm leaning towards he don't even get arrested. Douglas Mullo, a wrestler who was involved in the ensuing mail to stop Jackson's alleged attack, told USA Today in an interview that Smith was awake and talking on August 24th, but had broken bones in his face and lost a lot of teeth. Mullo added that Smith could be released from the hospital on August 24th. He was choking on his own blood and teeth, Mullo said. Somebody reminded me there's kids there, and then I was like, oh my, I don't say that. This is stuff. Choking on his own blood and teeth. That's war movie things. It's absolutely disgusting what Raja Jackson did, and his father, Rampage Jackson, trying to say it was a misunderstanding. That is not a misunderstanding. That is murder. There's evidence it's premeditated murder, and lock him up for arguably the rest of his life. That's what he damn deserves. And not getting a life sentence would be getting off easy. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Plenty of other people have covered it. Plenty of other videos out there. But I just kept seeing the stuff and people defending it. And then trying to turn it into political and racial. It's disgusting. That's all. It's disgusting. And he should be in prison. He is not fit to walk amongst society with the rest of us sane people. End of story. Okay, I'm done with that. Now, this video I'm making here today is kind of just like a weekly recap, just kind of MMA news video. There's no card this Saturday, so I decided I'm just going to kind of touch on some things I found on Twitter that I thought were interesting and discuss and talk about them. Khabib recently came out and said he gives Arman Tsarukyan an 80% chance to beat Ilia Topuria. This is quoting Khabib. I think right now the best lightweight is Tsarukyan. I would say it's 80% against 20% chance in Arman's favor. We all know the level of wrestling that Holloway and Oliveira had. It's almost non-existent. Decent point. But a guy who wrestles, Topuria hasn't fought that. He's only fought strikers. I know the UFC is cautious. They don't want to throw him to Topuria too quickly. Right now, Topuria is a bigger star than Arman, but if Arman gets a big win, where can they hide him? They won't be able to. This is the most casual take I've ever seen in my life. If you've watched Ilia Topuria fights, if you've watched Arman Tsarukyan fights, if you think Arman Tsarukyan has an 80% chance to beat Ilia Topuria, you are crazy. All you have to do is watch Charles Oliveira fight. Ilia was a wrestler before a striker growing up, has done this his whole life, and it's obvious that Ilia has plenty good enough grappling chops to go with the best of them. arguably beats Islam. And he's going to say, and of course by saying this, he's protecting Islam. That's the whole point of this. And I just thought this was a crazy thing. Not so much his explanation of it all, but the percentages he labeled on there. Absolutely crazy. Dude, I'm gonna kill. Why is my roommate? Shut that up. That was about to make me mad because I'm already fired up. Moving on. This is the worst video I've ever done. This is such a bad video. Oh my gosh. This is such a bad video. I don't know how to edit, so I just have to keep it going. Let's lock in. Sorry, it was my first day of college back for my senior year. I'm a bit stressed out. Today. Paulo Costa calls out Dricus du Plessis. Now, I honestly, with the time frame and what Dricus came out and said with when he would like to return, I think this is about the only option and not a bad option of a fight to put on for Dricus' next fight and for Paulo's next fight. And DDP, at the top of the rankings, you have Sean Strickland, which Sean Strickland was suspended 6 months. It'll be more like 4 months because he said he was going to do the anger management, I believe. However, I think this is the fight to make. Nobody in those top rankings in the middleweight fights we have coming up with the Fluffy and the RDR fight and the Bahalio and Imavov fight, they most likely won't be ready to fight towards the end of the year. And Dricus should be ready by then. And I think, and Paulo is saying he will be ready. So I think this would be a fantastic matchup. For one, it gives Dricus a fight. If Paulo really is like a number 12, 13 ranked middleweight, it gives Dricus another win to get his confidence back and getting back into the mix before taking on those top 5 guys. And if Paulo's for real, like in that performance against Kopylov, and he is really back into tip-top shape and can fight at a top 5 level, this is a perfect fight to prove that. So I think it's a perfect fight to make for both guys in the situations they're both in to see where these guys stack up in the middleweight division. Moving on. So let's get into the fights in Shanghai. Dominant performance by Aljamain. He looked great. Pillow hands as usual, but he looked great on the feet, and that was where most of the fight took place, and also dominated on the ground in the later rounds. What is Brian Ortega? What is Brian Ortega, man? I don't know what... He can't make 145. Don't let him fight there again. I don't know what's going on with him. I would love to hear like a news story about what's been going on in this guy's life or training and whatnot for him to have these weird instances with fights recently. And it's just it's so weird. Brian, maybe he really was just never that good. But Aljo looks great. I know he called for the title shot. He's not going to get it. It's for sure either Lerone or Movsar. Most likely Lerone is what it's looking like. However, I think an Aljo Yair fight makes sense, or even just run back Aljo and Movsar next for the next title shot. I don't think that's a bad idea either. But I do think after beating Ortega, you give him one more guy up at the top. He for sure deserves a title shot. And it's interesting, he was former 135-pound champion and fighting for the title at 145. He deserves it with another win in the top 5 for sure. And he looks good, but I don't know how. I want to see those fights happen too. I think he beats Yair, but against guys like Diego, John Silva, Lerone, he already lost to Movsar. And if Volk defends and is still in his prime, I'm very interested to see how he does against those guys with his grappling and with his pillow hands on the feet, because I do think he is susceptible to getting hit with big shots. He got hit with big shots in the later rounds against Ortega. And I think fighting a guy at, is in his prime, tip-top shape in the top 5 of the featherweight division would be very interesting. So, yeah, that's what, it was decent fight, Yeah, not much to say. And I can't believe this happened. Johnny Walker knocks out TKO's Zhang Mingyang in the second round. I was super surprised. The shot at the first of the fight was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, Ming Yong was just not. I guess he can't take a calf kick, man. But great performance by Walker. He really didn't look that great until he hit those calf kicks, and then he just kind of got in that flow state and went into the killer mindset and finished him. And cool for Walker. It kind of sucks because it's kind of fraud checking Zhang Mingyang, and also we know Johnny Walker will never sniff like the top 10 barely, even like with this win even. So it's kind of bad for the light heavyweight division in general, and that's my takeaway for this fight because they're going to match him up with someone decent, and they're just probably going to flatline him once again. And I know that's what everybody thought about this fight, but I think the other guys in the light heavyweight division can take calf kicks, and this won't happen to them. So there's that. And then these fights just got announced. They're not huge fights, but this is such a crafty vet fight right here. We got Charles Jourdain taking on Davey Grant at UFC Vancouver. I love the quick turnaround for Davey Grant. Get some paychecks. Crafty Davey. This will be. I'm very excited for this fight. These are two very well-rounded guys in the bantamweight division. Been around for a while. Charles now recently dropping down to 135. I think this is a great matchup and a good addition to this card for sure, which is already a pretty stacked fight night. This is the fluffy the fluffy RDR card, and I think this could be a really good, entertaining fight. Another great addition to a fight night card. Good job, UFC. Then also we have Jake Matthews taking on Neil Magny at Perth. Which is the Olberg-Reyes card. This card sucks. Is not good at all, besides the Reyes-Olberg fight. But this is a decent fight added. I think solid matchmaking, considering where Magny's been at in his career as of recently. It looks like he's dropping out of his prime pretty quick. But it'll be a good test to see if Jake Matthews is finally consistent and a guy who can look to get his way into the top 15 of the welterweight division. And that's all I got here today, guys. This video was awful. This is a terrible video. I hope y'all still will watch it, though. It shouldn't be that long of a video. So, go ahead, watch it. Tell your mother, tell your father, tell your cousin, tell your auntie, tell your uncle. Tell them to watch my YouTube channel. I had a weird day. I feel really weird, and the Rajah Jackson stuff got me really worked up. And my computer's not working, and I want to break it in. Bye.